Bitcoin long-term holders are sending their coins into exchanges again, but the worst trader in crypto trading history, James Wynn, just increased his short position to almost $1 million. His total profit and loss is minus 23 millions. So the question is, can we lose, James Wynn, $1 more million? Can the Bitcoin have a short squeeze before continuation to the downside? What is the strategy of the big players? When they gonna sell? Let's analyze. Hello ladies and gentlemen of the Paradise Club, this is Simon from Crypto Paradise. Welcome back, it's great to have you here. Today is the last video of this week, so let's analyze Bitcoin for the last time. Let's have a look what we have analyzed in the previous video. So previously I've told you that Bitcoin will, with the highest probability, start crashing from $115,000 because this was extremely strong resistance. And also we have been completing the Elliott wave C wave, right? As you can see on the 1 hour time frame, it's looking right like this. We have basically dropped from that resistance. We have reclaimed the ascendant trend line by breakout and retest. Right now, this is working as a resistance. We also have 786 Fibonacci retracement level, which is also very strong. And right now we are retesting the VPVR volume profile. As you can see so far, Bitcoin bulls are having, even the short-term Bitcoin bulls are having some troubles breaking through it. What's going to be the next price action? We will analyze. In the previous video, I've told you that we are touching the support right here and we will see an upward momentum. And as you can see, we are indeed seeing that because we have finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 moves to the downside. First motive mode wave, as you can see, that's why you see the number 1 right here. And right now we need to conclude the secondary deep correction before continuation. Because of that, we have been with the Paradise Family VIPs creating some long positions. For example, right here, WLD, we have just took target free. And we are right now trying to secure ourselves because we are preparing for a bearish price action. When the price action, bearish price action can start and what kind of level on the upper horizon we will take first, we will analyze in this video. So first of all, I want to share with you what's going on behind the scenes. As you can see, we are right now trying to reclaim the point of control and we are having big difficulty because loads of sell walls are above us. This is a strong sell wall, $71 million. That's why Bitcoin couldn't break above it on the first attempt. Right now it's getting a bit weaker, but what was right here is moving to the downside. Take a look at this. This right here is worth $272 million and right below it $41 million. It can be removed, it can be just a trap, but right now Bitcoin is struggling to break above it because the sell wall, some big players are just keeping the price of Bitcoin below that sell wall. How they are doing it? They are basically placing the sell wall strategically, right? So right now we need to understand what's going on with the big players. As you already know, they are moving some coins to the exchanges, but they are not selling, right? But there are already some preparations for that. For example, we have seen right here a huge short position without moving the open interest at all. We have seen it opened right here on this wick. That's why you see the wick, by the way. So this was indecision candle, but we have had a spike to the upside on a lower time frame. It's nicely visible on the lower time frame here. On 4 hour you just see a spike, but we had a push to the upside and then 5,000 shorts contracts being opened, and that basically what pushed the candle back down. So right here on the price action, it's visible like the bulls and bears are pretty much equal, right? But no, big players actually being able, without moving the open interest, so without putting so much attention on them, they have been able to execute loads of short positions. Big short was opened right here, alright, so this is pretty dangerous and it can start being pretty ugly for Bitcoin bulls, alright? But we know that we might have a wick out to the upside. It's very possible and we will be talking about that and what the level might be taken. First of all, I want to share with you that on spot, alright, we have had a huge sell-in right here on the cumulative volume delta. You can see it was driven mainly by spot, so spot selling, and right now they are not buying. There was like a little buying on spot exchange, but not really anything dramatic. So spot exchange is not really interested in this price action, and it's basically decreasing the probabilities that this price action to the upside will be enough sustainable to continue and create a new all-time high on Bitcoin. Alright. right? So the probabilities right now are for bears. Let's take a look at this. So you know that the long positions been opening on the right to the upside, most of them been opened right here almost at the top, and then the market makers been pushing the price back down, and what basically created the selling pressure was mainly the long positions closing in a loss, right? So basically you can see long positions closing, and they are right now almost at a support, all right? Once they start opening again, that will open an opportunity for the market makers to do another long squeeze and start pushing to the downside. We are already seeing some preparation in the short positions, as I have said, but we still have a room to go towards this resistance at around 8.22k. So we still have some room to go. Let's take a look at the open interest is decreasing. So basically contracts are pretty much closing. That's mainly because of the heavy closure of long positions, and we can see that some short positions been liquidated right here on this after this indecision candle, but it's not major. The short positions are still there. Most of them, as you can see, it's declining just a little bit. Let's take a look what's going on right here. So CVD plus heavy selling on spot, and I've told you in the previous video, that's also why we have been expecting this price action to the upside on the lower time frames, that on the order book suit we are seeing some kind of accumulation, right? And right now it's already slowly getting distributed, so no much interest to accumulate at these prices anymore, all right? But it's still not all of that is not sold, but we are not having also a strong distribution as we have had during this rally, but you can clearly see that this distribution is much stronger and much longer and much heavier than the accumulation we had here for a short period of time, right? So this is gonna get sold pretty quickly. We have some sell walls right here at $115,000, 133 Bitcoin sell wall. That's pretty heavy, and we are having also a nice secure sell wall that is protecting $117,000 and the major resistance right here at around $116,000, all right? But this is already a pretty strong level, and somebody's actually believing that $115,000 is pretty realistic to hit. So why somebody believes that Bitcoin might go that high? Well, because somebody sees that there is lots of liquidations on the liquidation heat map above us, right? Up to $116,000. Afterwards, there is pretty much nothing, right? As you can see, it's not really interesting for the big players to liquidate those positions because there is not much liquidity pools above us. There is also something below us, right? I believe we will take it, but from the market structure right now, it's much higher probability that we will really have that wick out towards $116,000. Let's take a look on fear and greed index. Are we at some extreme numbers? You know that on our website mycryptoparadise.com you can monitor the fear and greed index with me. The extreme numbers are 80 and 20, all right? When you confluence the number 20, which is extreme fear, right, with some nice support on Bitcoin, it's usually working pretty nicely as a bottom signal. And when you can confluence the number 80 with some proper resistance on Bitcoin, well, that's another sign, but a different one. It's a nice top-end signal. You can monitor this with me on our website mycryptoparadise.com for free, and on 4-hour time frame you can see we are in neutral numbers right now, right? We are neutral on 4-hour time frame, on multiple time frames actually. We are neutral on daily as well. We are neutral on 1 hour. So on 15 minutes time frame we are also neutral. So no extremes. So I do believe that pretty much Bitcoin still has some room to go if the Bitcoin bulls want to push it a little bit higher, but it's not going to be easy. Let's take a look on the price section. First of all, I want to share with you Bitcoin, Euro, not Ethereum. I want to share with you here this resistance. It will be retesting the ascending trend line, which is basically finishing the 4th wave and starting the 5th wave impulse, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which will take us towards 3070 unless we can break above this moving average trend line and reclaim this resistance. Reclaim consists out of breakout and then the retest. If that's gonna be the case with Paradise Family VIPs, we will be definitely looking for some nice long-term long opportunities, but right now we are focusing on shorts, all right? Shorts are coming with a higher probability, so tactics made out of short positions, all right? Wait for confirmations. Short positions right now come in with higher probability. But what I want to share with you is actually, all right, dollar index, you know, that I have been calling right here. The dollar will start getting stronger. We are already already getting much stronger. Dollar index is much stronger, and I do believe it will continue towards this resistance. What does it mean? Well, because since January 2025, dollar basically lost 12% of its value. That was the reason why you have seen mostly Bitcoin pumping and stocks and gold as well. All right, because in the Bitcoin Euro pair, you can see since January 2025 we have not been able to break the previous high, and that basically tell me that basically Bitcoin is not that strong. All right, I want to see for a real strong strength for the Bitcoin reclaim of this resistance. We have not been able to break the previous all-time high. I repeat that. All right, can you understand why? Because euro is not that weak as dollar. All right, on dollar pair we have had made a high, not in a euro pair. What does it mean? Bitcoin actually didn't get too much stronger, dollar just got weaker. But what I want to share with you is the USDT dominance. All right, because you understand that if USDT dominance is dropping, Bitcoin can actually push to the upside because the stable coins are flowing into the crypto market, right? And when the USDT dominance is bullish, but basically touching some resistances, right, or is going to the upside, that means the Bitcoin is getting weaker. So this is like very nice confluence that you can add to your analysis. Basically, when you get in confluence with USDT dominance at some important support zone, for example, we will have an important support zone at 4.89% right here, and together with that, Bitcoin is at some resistance. That's a pretty nice sign that probably Bitcoin will see a reversal in the opposite direction, right? So we are using that as well with Paradise Team. We are monitoring as much data as possible in the crypto market because we want to make sure that in Paradise Family VIP we are creating only the highest probability trade setups. All right, so right here you can see a huge VPVR activity, and it's also a pretty high structure level of support. Previously it was working as a resistance. This is a very important level. All right, 4.89. Put it in your notebook because this is a very important level, and once USDT dominance will touch in it, I do believe we will start seeing some upwards momentum. It will change the trend of the USDT dominance and change the trend of the Bitcoin as well. So once this, we will touch on USDT dominance and Bitcoin will touch important resistance. Definitely, this is going to be extremely bearish sign for us. Let's take a look right now on the weekly time frame of Bitcoin. So I want to share with you just quickly, you know, basically what's from the previous videos happening right here. We are creating the ABC flat. If we will not be able to reclaim $121,000, we are going towards $44,000. All right, because we will be finishing the expanded flat corrective mode wave pattern, and this will be from the higher degree perspective. This was the first wave, right? Right now we are creating the secondary wave, and then the third wave of that impulse will take us towards $240,000. If we will not be right now able to break above and reclaim $121,000, this is the trajectory with the highest probability, and I do believe based on our calculations that $240,000 will be hit by the end of 2026, early 2027. We have predicted the bottom right here at 2023, and I do believe that we will be pretty correct at the top, $240,000 as well. So right now it seems like we are in the impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves to the downside, right? This is the C wave of a flat. If you are educating yourself in our MCP free university, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Impulse is subdividing itself into 5 smaller waves, and the flat has impulse inside of that C wave, right? Flat is a corrective mode wave pattern that is mostly visible at secondary waves of an impulse. So from the higher degree perspective, you know, we have concluded the first wave, and right now we are creating the secondary wave, which is having a form of a flat pattern where the A wave was a corrective mode wave, B wave corrective mode wave, and right now C wave is a motive mode wave. This is upward flat. The same goes for the downward flat, all right? So this was the A wave corrective, B wave corrective, C wave, motive mode wave. That means it subdivides itself into 5 smaller waves, and I do believe that right now we are already in the first one that will take us towards $88,000, which is subdividing itself into 5 smaller waves. So this was the first one, second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one, come in, and with the highest probability will take us towards $88,000. So from the weekly time frame perspective, weekly candle is closing in 1 day, 10 hours. If it's gonna close again below this important resistance zone that I'm sharing with you for many weeks already, all right, it's gonna increase the bearish probabilities. Given that we will even be able to close below this moving average trend line again, it will again increase the probabilities of us right now completing the third wave that will take us towards $94,000-$95,000. Speaking about $94,000-$95,000, that's basically right here, which is the third wave, right? So on the daily time frame, you can see the first wave right here, secondary wave, and right now we are creating the third wave. The third wave is also a motive mode wave, as you can see right here, motive mode wave. That means the third wave is having an impulse inside of it, all right? That means the third wave subdivides itself into 5 smaller waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if this pattern will work out and we will not break any rules, it will take us towards that $94,000-$95,000, but even a little bit lower. Afterwards, I predict that there will be a fourth wave towards this level that will turn the support into resistance, and then continuation in that fifth wave towards $88,000. Right now, on the daily time frame perspective, what's important to understand is that we are having a strong resistance right above us, all right? We are having the moving average trend line right here, very important resistance made out of multiple Fibonacci retracement levels, and also it's a structural support previously, right now acting as a resistance right here. It already worked as a resistance, and again right here. So on the daily time frame, this level at around $112,000 is pretty strong. So I don't want to see a daily candle. What does it mean? It basically means that I don't want to see a daily candle closing above this resistance. Otherwise, it would decrease the probabilities of our continuation in this third wave, all right? So on the daily time frame, if we will have some wick out, I want to really see just a wick on the daily time frame and a big rapid sell-off back below this resistance, okay? So I do believe just wick, this is a wick by the way, so I want to see some similar wick like this, all right, touching that 115, 116 maximum level, liquidating James Wynn, and then rapidly going to the downside, okay? Can we get it? Let's analyze. We will analyze also the lower time frames that will increase the probabilities of what's gonna happen next, because we will understand and calculate the price action development right now. But at the current schema, we are not looking for too much long positions, all right? What we have taken right here, we are already securing with stop loss to break even. So we are really waiting just for the crash until on the daily time frame, Bitcoin can reclaim 618 Fibonacci retracement level and this resistance as well. As you can see, like the risk reward, not only the probabilities, but also the risk reward is so bad for long positions. Because if you want to create a long positions after basically reclaiming this, you would need to have a first target right here, right? And the stop loss would need to be very like below all of these important levels if you want to create some nice like proper trade. So it's not really favorable, right? And if you will be waiting for a reclaim right here, again, a huge resistance is hitting you right here. So you would need to wait for a reclaim of this resistance to start create some nice long positions opportunities, because you would be able to target the $135,000, right? But so far we are focusing mostly on short positions, because the long positions, not only they are not coming with a higher probability right now, but also the risk reward is just horrible, all right? So better is much better our short position. So short position tactics, we are focusing on bearish tactics right now, and that's coming not only with higher probability, but also we are able to place our stop loss very tightly to our entry, and our targets can be very far away. And risk reward is one of the things that really determines if you will be successful in the long run or unsuccessful, because you can be like James Wynn and you can be winning many trades for many months, but then just like 3-5 bad trades hit you, and you basically are minus $23 million, all right? So you can decide what you want. Like, you can treat trading like a casino, or you can treat it like a business and really do a proper trading. On the MACD, I'm waiting for some bullish divergence. That's why I also want to see some wick out, because if we will not be able to break above the previous high, which is secured by the 618 Fibonacci retracement level, we will create a lower high, and that will push the the momentum of the MACD histogram basically above this previous high favorably, and what it will create is basically a bearish divergence, right? So I want to see something similar like this. That will be another confirmation that really we are about to start the third wave. If we take a look on the RSI, so far we are not having any bearish divergences. We are just trying to do a slight reclaim, but we are not in an overbought area just yet, so nothing too bearish on the MACD. Stochastic RSI has two open legs to the downside, so bears are in control, all right, but from RSI on the daily, neither from the MACD histogram on the daily, I'm not seeing any bearish divergences, so we are waiting for that. On the 4-hour time frame, we are fighting hard with this resistance. Again, if we can just reclaim quickly on the 4-hour time frame and push to the upside towards 618 Fibonacci retracement level, even maximum to around 786. I mean, body of the candle will close right here. Wick can be a little bit higher, but the higher probability is that we will just wick right here and then we will continue to the downside. That would be nice as well. These Fibonacci retracement levels I have analyzed by analyzing this wave, the first motive mode wave, right? And we are just waiting how this resistance will be reacting. I do believe that it will be pretty strong. Also, we are waiting for the pattern formation to complete, but we will be talking about it very soon on the 1-hour time frame. Just very quickly, I want to explain to you why the Bitcoin is pumping right now. So as you know from the previous video, I have been sharing with you the equal lows, but a lower low on the MACD histogram. That's basically bullish divergence that we have been talking about, and this is actually the classic bullish divergence, and we have been talking also about the hidden bullish divergence. So this was exactly the reason why I've told you that with the highest probability Bitcoin will start pumping to the upside. We are right now struggling, the Bitcoin is struggling, Bitcoin bulls are struggling with this resistance. Once we reclaim it, I will be looking for these resistances above us, and then if this is gonna hold and we will get some confirmations, definitely this will be a great short opportunity where you will be able to place your stop loss very tightly, and the exit target you can place quite far away. Beautiful risk reward opportunity. Definitely I want to see some bearish divergence, so I want to see a lower low on the price action like this, lower low and higher high on the histogram. That would be great, right? So we will have right here lower high, actually lower high and higher high on the histogram, right? So you know exactly what I mean. That would create a beautiful bearish divergence. Then we would wait for the cross, and that would create a beautiful short opportunity. So that's something what we are looking at right now, what we are monitoring. We are monitoring the market 24/7, and this might be pretty cool if that's gonna happen. Let me push this out. All right, so right now the trajectory, the basic trajectory is basically that until we can reclaim the previous high, this 618 Fibonacci retracement level, we are going down towards this third wave. All right, so be prepared for it. On the RSI, we still have not created some bearish divergence neither, so we are waiting for more confirmations there as well. So basically the next projection of the price action will look something like this with the highest probability. I'm still waiting for the conclusion of the corrective mode wave. Let's talk about it right now. Let's just make this arrow nice and smooth like this. All right, perfect. This is the basic idea. Unless we can break above the Fibonacci retracement level, this is coming with the higher probability right now, because we have already concluded WXY, the corrective mode wave, the fourth wave. As you know, right here we are coming on the 1-hour time frame finally. So this was our first wave, secondary wave of that higher degree third wave, right? Third wave and fourth wave, WXY, which is the double three. Let me show you right here. Double three, where is it? Here, like right here. One more time, 3, 2, 1. Right here, WXY, double three, right? We have concluded all of them are corrective mode waves patterns, so they are done. And right now it seems like we are creating the extended fifth wave. The third wave wasn't extended, so from the rule of alternation, from the Elliott wave theory, the fifth wave should be an extended, and I do believe it can take us towards that $95,000. So definitely right now we have concluded the first wave, I'm waiting for the secondary wave, and right now we are coming towards that pattern, which is usually a deep correction. It's mostly a deep correction in like 96% of cases. And deep correction means that it retraces at least 50% of the first wave. All right. So basically it's usually a zigzag or a double zigzag, but usually a simple zigzag for the secondary waves. And they touch usually the 618 Fibonacci retracement level, which is 61.8, actually decreasement of the previous wave. All right. So I'm waiting for it. 618 of the previous wave is actually, let me show you. I will take my Fibonacci retracement tool right here. All right. So it's perfectly at this level, which is also confluencing with 786, $112,000, or pretty strong. It's gonna align also with this ascending trend line. All right. And you can see lots of resistances right here above us. Then 786, $114,000, which I believe can wick out, and then wick out to it the Bitcoin price 618 right here. Then the horizontal line, like it's crazy. It's lots of resistances above us. So long positions are really coming with bad risk to reward, and that's also why we are not really keen to take too much long positions. We have been taking some right here. We have already secured our stop loss to break even, and we are not really keen to take more long positions. So right now let's try to calculate the sub waves if we get it. So you know that the ABC is A and C are motive mode waves, right? So on the lower time frames it's gonna be more visible, but I do believe that we are having a first wave right here, secondary wave. Right now we are finishing the third wave, fourth wave, fifth wave might take us right there. Then we will have a little bit of correction, and then we can have a continuation. The C wave, in the C wave, it's usually not truncated, all right? So usually it's gonna go above it, and we can have really a wick towards these levels right here. This is just a prediction. The price action might look absolutely different. It can be even faster. We can have the whole wick out on Sunday, right? Sundays are pretty volatile usually, so I'm looking for the Sunday push, but definitely we are focusing on short positions. So the basic idea right now, which can change, the market is always changing, but the basic idea right now is like this, that we will wick out to the upside, and then we will start crashing towards this section in the formation of an impulse, of course, right? And then we will start crashing to the downside. So basically we are waiting for some bearish confirmations, bearish divergences on MACD, RSI, stochastic RSI as well, and then we will just go very aggressive into short positions. We might go even more aggressive than we are planning to go right now. We are having something set up, right? We are always playing with some proper trading strategy tactics, but let me show you the basic idea right here. Liquidate that people, James Wynn, at around that $115,000, push it, retest the ascending trend line, and then drop to the downside. Obviously, if we will start reclaiming this resistance right here, we will be definitely looking for long positions. All right. So in case of reclamation and turning this from resistance into support, we will be definitely keen to focus not on shorts anymore, but on Bitcoin long positions. All right. So this is right now important to understand. Great resistance is above us. The probabilities right now suggest with the highest probability a wick out and then price action to the downside. Okay. So I hope it's clear. If you will have some questions, feel free to ask me in the comment section below. All right. But this is right now the highest probability projection for Bitcoin. We will have a wick out to the downside once we see confirmations like a conclusion of the ABC. Plus we will see all of that confirmations I've been talking about, USDT dominance touching that support while Bitcoin is at resistance. We will see that the Bitcoin wells are distributing heavily, selling. We are seeing lots of short positions still being in, and it's been a real pressure from CVD spot, not just made out of some long positions, or we will basically look for short end. So you know exactly what we are looking at. Paradisers, I will see you again on Tuesday. Smash the like button if you have enjoyed this video, and enjoy also your weekend. Take it easy and smooth, and I will see you again on Tuesday. Cheers.
My crypto paradise.